baby, again, is a 3 to 6 month old sized baby, and this is the baby hat that you'll be able to make. I used the same size crochet hook for the blue baby blanket that I made. It's a 6mm crochet hook, and in this video tutorial I'm also using my 6mm crochet hook with the different styled yarn. You're also going to need a tapestry needle or darning needle, and I like the one with the pointed end on it, and this is about the size of the eye, and also a pair of scissors. The yarn that I chose is Baby Mine by Baby Bee, Pinkaboo. This one has 5 ounces, 463 yards. The color is actually Pinkaboo. It's a light pink colored yarn with a little shimmer to it. And the alternate yarn choice that I chose is, let me see if I find the color for it. It's actually Boo Pink, so it's actually a little darker pink. And I'm going to try to alternate colors with this one. For the matching baby hat, just take your yarn color that you want for the main color of the hat, and we're going to start with the magic circle. So you just drape it around across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize. Wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers, and I'm using my 6mm crochet hook. You're going to bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the loop for a slip knot. Then you're just going to place 6 single crochet into the magic circle. There's 5 and 6. Then you take your 4-finger and thumb and just hold the base of the 6 single crochet. You have these 2 loops on the opposite side. Pull on one of them. If it doesn't close, let go and pull on the other one, but this one's closing. Don't worry if you don't get it all the way closed. You can close it more later. Then grab your loose yarn end and pull on that. Then you're just going to turn your work into a circle, and then you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around. So get your crochet hook into that first stitch, grab both loops, and then make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. And then you're going to repeat that all the way around, 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches in the round. Then you can take and close the center of the magic circle if you need to. Just turn your work over and just pull on that loose yarn end on the back, and then you can see how it closes up the center nicely. Then you're going to take your yarn marker. I just use one of my scraps of yarn, just place it right where you left off, and we're going to continue with our increase rounds, which means we're going to continue to increase the number of stitches in the round. And I'm not going to give you the stitch count for each round because all you have to do is just add 6 to the previous round. So we just finished with 12 stitches, so that means when we finish this next increase round, it's going to be 18 stitches. So just take your crochet hook, go into the first stitch, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And then you're just going to repeat that pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. So go ahead, finish repeating that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then just take and move the yarn marker up to where you left off, and this time you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then move your yarn marker up, and we're going in chronological order, so you know that we made 1 and 2, then we made 2 and 2. So this increase round is going to be 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then just repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then we're going to change colors. So then you're going to take your alternate color, which is my darker pink, and I'm going to bring up, so I just finished my last single crochet right before the yarn marker, and I have 1 loop left on my hook. So I'm going to bring up a loop with my new color, and then you're going to set your work down, and then you're going to pull on the previous colored yarn, and then take the loose yarn end of your new colored yarn and just tie a knot. Then you can take and cut your previous colored yarn. And then you're just going to resume your increase rounds. So we just finished 1 and 2, then 2 and 2, then 3 and 2. So now we're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. You're also going to bury your loose yarn ends as you crochet. So lay them along the side of the circle. Pick up the yarn that you're going to be crocheting with after you move your yarn marker up to where you left off. It'll help you keep track of where you are. Then you're going to go into the first stitch with your new color. You're going to go behind the loose yarn ends and then bring up a loop and make a single crochet. And you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches, and you're going behind your loose yarn ends, and you can gently pull on them to make sure they're getting buried. So this is my 3rd. Next stitch for the 4th. Give a gentle tug on my loose yarn ends, and then I'm going to make 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then I'm going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. Repeating that pattern all the way around. So now I'm back to the yarn marker, and for mine I'm going to make 3 rounds with the darker pink and then switch back to the lighter pink. So now I'm ready for my next round with the darker pink color. I'm going to continue my increase rounds, and you continue your increase rounds until you have the size that you want for your hat, your baby hat. On my blog, www.helenmaycrochet.com, you'll see at the top of my homepage I have links, and one of the links is for graphs and charts, and you'll be able to find a chart in there for baby hat sizes. So then go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and for the next increase round you're going to make 1 single crochet into 5 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then the last round with this color is 1 single crochet into 6 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then when I'm back to the yarn marker, the same way that you color changed the last time, after I finish my last single crochet, I still have 1 loop on the crochet hook. I'm going to bring up a loop with my new colored yarn, set my work down, and then I'm going to take the previous colored yarn and the loose yarn end, and then I'm going to take and tie a knot. I like this method too because you don't have to worry about burying the loose yarn end. You can bury it as you crochet. Then just take and cut the previous colored yarn, I'm still going to move my yarn marker up to help keep track of the rounds. And I'm going to crochet around the loose yarn ends. So now I'm going to keep going in chronological order. So this increase round is 1 and 7. So 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, since my previous round was 1 single crochet into 6 stitches. So 1 single crochet into 7 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker. Then I'm back to my yarn marker. I'm going to go ahead and move it up, and this is going to be my last increase round. But now you know how to make your increase round, so if you want your hat to be slightly larger, you would just keep increasing in chronological order. So we started with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and now I'm on 8. You would just continue on to 9 and 10, and so on until you have the size hat that you want. So I'm going to make one more increase round, which means I'm going to make 1 single crochet into 8 stitches. So 1 single crochet into 8 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And I'm going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker. So now I'm finished with my increase rounds, and now I'm going to maintain my stitch count. So whatever stitch count you ended with is what you're going to keep getting when you reach the yarn marker. And I'm making 3 rounds with the same color before I change colors. So I have 1 more round before I change colors, and for this last round with the light pink color, I'm going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for 1 round. So go ahead, finish making 1 single crochet in every stitch for 1 round, and then come back and I'll change colors with you. So for mine, I have 60 stitches in the round, so from now on I'm just going to maintain the 60 stitch count for each round. But I just finished my 3rd round with the light pink color, so I'm going to go ahead and change colors. So now you can continue making 1 single crochet in every stitch around, color changing where you want, since you know how to color change now. And for mine, I'm going to continue making 3 rounds of one color before switching to the other color. And remember that it's important that you maintain your stitch count. So every time I get to my yarn marker, I should still have a stitch count of 60. And when you come back, I'll show you how many rounds I made for my baby hat, for the length of the baby hat. So for mine, I finished 18 rounds, alternating 3 of the dark, 3 of the light, and then just alternating all the way to the end, and I ended with the 3 light colors. Then when you're finished with your last round, go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch over. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you can go ahead and finish off, just yarn over and just pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And then just kind of cinch that knot down. And now I'm going to show you how to bury your loose yarn ends. So now I just turn my work inside out, and then I'm going to take my tapestry needle, place it onto the loose yarn end, and then you just kind of weave it through the inside of your work. And I like to go a couple of different directions to make sure it's nice and buried. And then once it's buried, you can go ahead and trim it. So go ahead and finish burying all of your loose yarn ends. And then you have your beautiful matching hat for your baby blanket. I like to put a little flower on mine. So for those of you that like the little flower, I'm going to show you how I made mine. So now we're going to make a flower, and I'm using my darker pink yarn, and you're going to fold it over on itself to form a loop. Take your crochet hook, and I'm using my 6mm crochet hook. Go right through the loop. Hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. And then you're just going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the loop for your slip knot. Go ahead and cinch that knot down and then cinch the loop around your crochet hook. Now you're going to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to take your crochet hook, go into that first chain that you made, and then hold your work like this, because we're going to slip stitch the 2 stitches together to form a circle. So you just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through both loops for a slip stitch. And you can see how you formed a circle. Then you're just going to go right through the center of the circle that you just made and bring up a loop. And I'm just kind of avoiding the loose yarn end because I'm going to bury that later. Then just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through both loops for a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then make a single crochet into the center of the circle again. So you just made your first chain 3 loop, and you're going to make 5 of them around the circle. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then single crochet into the center again for your second chain 3 loop. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the center of the circle for your third chain 3 loop. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the center for your fourth chain 3 loop. And then your last chain 3 loop. 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet into the center of the circle. So now you should have 5 chain 3 loops. Go ahead and make a single crochet into the first chain 3 loop. Now we're going to make our shells. So you just made a single crochet into the first chain 3 loop. Now you're going to yarn over, go into the same chain 3 loop, bring up a loop. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. Then you're going to yarn over, go into the same chain 3 loop, bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through 2 loops, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the 2 remaining loops to complete a double crochet. We're going to make another half double crochet, so you yarn over, go into the same chain 3 loop, bring up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. Then you're going to make a single crochet into the same chain 3 space to complete 1 shell. Then you're going to go into the next chain 3 loop and make a single crochet. Then you're going to make a half double crochet into the same chain 3 loop, so just yarn over, go into the same chain 3 space, bring up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. Then you're going to yarn over, go into the same chain 3 space, bring up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2 loops, then yarn over and go through 2 loops for a double crochet. Then you're going to make a half double crochet and then a single crochet. And then you just finished your second petal or shell. Then you're going to go into the next chain 3 space, and you're just going to repeat. So I'm going to make a single crochet, a half double crochet into the same chain 3 space, a double crochet, another half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And so that's my third. I'm going to repeat that into all of the chain 3 spaces. So I'm going to go into the next chain 3 space, make a single crochet, make a half double crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet. And then I'm going to make my last petal, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Then when you finish your last petal, you can slip stitch into the first single crochet that you made. Just go into that stitch, yarn over, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you can yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the flower onto the hat, and also to sew your, I'm bringing enough through, to sew your pearl on if you want a pearl. You don't have to sew a pearl. So now I'm just going to cinch that knot down, and I have my flower, and I like to put a little pearl right in the center, so I'm going to grab my pearl. So with your pearl, you want to make sure that you have a tapestry needle that will fit right through the center of the bead, which mine does. So with this tapestry needle, I need to use my yarn threader, DMC yarn threader. So I will take the end of my DMC yarn threader, place it right through the eye of my tapestry needle, and then I'm going to take that long end that I left for sewing and just bring it right through. So now my tapestry needle is ready for sewing. So I'm going to bring the yarn towards the center. So I'm just going to weave the yarn so that I'm working right into the center of the flower. Then I'm going to take my bead and bring the tapestry needle through the bead. Then you can rest the bead onto the center of the flower, and then bring the tapestry needle through the opposite side to sew the bead in place. Then you're ready to sew your beautiful flower onto your hat. So then for the hat, you can see that there's a faint line, let me see if I can find it, where I did the color changes on the back. So I want that towards the back of the hat, and I want to find the front of the hat, and then once I find the front of the hat, I can take and sew my flower in place. So kind of position the flower where you want it, and then for my flower, I'm just going to sew all around the center of the flower. So I'm going to go right towards the inside of the hat, and then I'm just going to come up on the center around the bead and just sew my hat in place, my flower onto the hat. And I leave the petals free. And then when I'm finished, I'll bring the other loose yarn end into the inside of the hat, tie a knot, and then bury my loose yarn ends. Then your hat is all finished. So I'm just going to show you the measurements for my hat. So across the width of the hat is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. And then for the length of the hat, it is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches.